The Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture present Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson. Also presented by Adena Springs South, Double Diamond Farm, Gulfstream Park, Jerry Parks Insurance Group, Ocala Breeders Sales Company, and Tampa Bay Downs. Hello everyone, Carl Nathy filling in for John Henderson on this edition of Thoroughbred Week, featuring a battle of champions in the Grade 1 Vanity Mile from Santa Anita. We begin with turf sprinters at Penn National in the Pennsylvania Governor's Cup. Ben's Cat, the 6-5 favorite. John Bogar picks up the call.
They race midway through the turn. Along the rail, Spring to the Sky. To the outside, Boot Scootin' Daddy heads apart for command. Length and a half then to Take Cover, looking to come on. He's got 2 lengths on Ben's Cat as they race to the 8th pole. It is Spring to the Sky leading it here. Moving up the outside, Take Cover. Ben's Cat starts his run the far outside. Take Cover takes over here. Take Cover, gonna win the Governor's Cup.
Take Cover by Claiborne Farm Stallion Warfront runs by Spring to the Sky to take it by half a length. Joe Bravo aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 56 flat. A maiden winner for Steve Asmussen at Fairgrounds and an allowance winner at Laurel Park in his first start for Alan Goldberg. Take Cover makes it 3 in a row at Penn National. The 4-year-old colt was bred in Kentucky by Padua Stables. Colts Neck Stables acquired the winner privately as a weanling. Take Cover has earned $155,000. Access Thoroughbred Week replays every Saturday on Thoroughbred Daily News at thetdn.com. To Churchill Downs for the Grade 3 Aristides Stakes. The field included last year's winner, Alsvid, but the 4-5 favorite was Limousine Liberal. Travis Stone with the call.
Around the far turn, Union Jackson and Alsvid have been going head-to-head the entire way, and waiting to their outside is Limousine Liberal coming by the quarter pole 3 wide in third, and now putting in a bit as they turn for home. Alsvid comes on to take a narrow lead. Union Jackson fights on toward the inside though, and Limousine Liberal is going to try and run them down with 1 furlong left. These 3 right across the track. It's Alsvid in front, narrow lead. Limousine Liberals finding stride on the outside. Union Jackson hanging tough toward the rail down to the finish. Alsvid narrow lead. Limousine Liberal final try. Alsvid held on.
Alsvid holds on to defeat odds-on favorite Limousine Liberal by a head. Chris Landeros aboard the OBS Sales Graduate in 108-1. Alsvid had been winless in his last 11 races since taking the 2015 Aristides, but the Chris Hartman trainee finished second in his last 2 starts in graded stakes at Oaklawn Park and Churchill Downs. The 7-year-old gelding by Officer was bred in Kentucky by Yanagawa Stud and was a $55,000 OBS April 2-year-old. Alsvid has earned nearly $1,234,000 for Black Hawk Stable. For all your insurance needs, a specialist at Jerry Parks Insurance Group is there to assist you with 40 years of exceptional coverage. Look for Jerry Parks, John Cassie, or Kelly Weeks at the OBS June sale. To Woodbine for the Grade 2 CONNAUGHT Cup. Canadian champion sprinter Stacked Deck, the 4-5 favorite. Robert Geller picks up the call.
Racing inside the 5/8, and the leader is Stacked Deck. Has the advantage by a neck. Glenville Gardens the outside. The next pair, Passion for Action, moving along stylishly from Bye Bye Bernie. And a length and a half Dimension is last. Stacked Deck has not been used up. They come down towards the 3/8, and it's Stacked Deck on the inside. Glenville Gardens the outer. 2 away, Passion for Action. On the inside is Bye Bye Bernie as they come down towards the home stretch. And last is Dimension entering the stretch in the Connaught Cup, and he ran wide. Stacked Deck took Glenville Gardens deep. Up the rail, Bye Bye Bernie given a seam, and down the outside, Dimension and Passion for Action. Dimension has hit another Dimension. Goes up with Passion for Action, and they battle this one out. Passion for Action, Dimension right down the outside, Dimension in front. Passion for Action sticking on, but Dimension, what an upset. Dimension has won the Connaught Cup.
The longest shot in the field, Dimension at 20-1, rallies from last to defeat Passion for Action by half a length. David Moran aboard in 121-4, 9th in the 2014 running and 6th in this race last year. 3rd time's the charm for Dimension, who records his first victory since taking the Kentucky Downs Turf Dash nearly 2 years ago. Connor Murphy trains the British-bred 8-year-old gelding for Riverside Bloodstock. Dimension has earned $467,000. More racing coming up, but first, here is the upcoming schedule in the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In Challenge Series.
The best seek fame and fortune. The best is elegance at 120 decibels. The best run all day and party all night. The best are speed, power, and grace. The Breeders' Cup, with 13 championship races and $29 million in purses, the best is yet to come.
You know, I like FedBiz.
It's got a lot of things to like.
This horse has a stallion's pedigree.
It's an exceptionally good family as a stallion prospect. Physically, you can't really fault him.
He's a more compact, well-made, American-type horse.
Beautifully balanced horse. He's got a very intelligent head. He's a perfect package.
This horse has a great shot.
I think he's got a big shot at making it.
Love his chances as a stallion.
And now a Florida thoroughbred history moment. In 1956, a small, feisty horse from Florida named Needles and his owners Jack Dudley and Bonnie Heath shocked the racing world, winning the Kentucky Derby. Needles proved that champions with modest pedigrees could be grown in the Sunshine State, thanks to the limestone-rich soil and spring water. His wild acclaim created the horse capital of the world that we know today. This has been a Florida thoroughbred history moment.
There's a new day dawning in Florida. Never before has a Breeders' Cup Classic winner retired to stud in the Sunshine State. Until now. Adena Springs presents three-time Grade 1 winner and earner of over $4 million, Fort Larned. New to Adena Springs South.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 3 Penn Mile coming up in this segment. 3-year-old stakes action is presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. 3-year-old fillies in the Penn Oaks on turf, priced to perfection. The 8-5 favorite. John Bogar has the call.
The pace is honest but not severe, and Conquest Serenade well within herself, leading to the turn. Involuntary continues to chase. Sweet Victory is next. To the outside then, Outsider Art, priced to perfection, called upon now to start her run. Length and a half then to Lottie, still at the back. They head to the top of the stretch, and Conquest Serenade holds it here, but Involuntary's taking her on. To the outside, Sweet Victory looking for a seam then, priced to perfection. Falling there was Conquest Serenade. She fell at the 8th pole. Taking over now is Sweet Victory. Here comes Price to Perfection after her, but Sweet Victory clear late. Sweet Victory and Javier Castellana to win the Penn Oaks.
Sweet Victory by Claiborne Farm Stallion Blame, the winner by a length and a half over Price to Perfection. Involuntary finished third but was disqualified to 5th for ducking in sharply at the 8th pole and causing Conquest Serenade to clip heels and go down. Javier Castellano aboard the winner in 134 3. That's 3 wins in a row for Sweet Victory, who was last seen taking the Honey Rider Stakes at Gulfstream Park. The filly was bred in Kentucky by the William Backer Revocable Trust and was a $285,000 Saratoga yearling. Trained by Todd Pletcher, Sweet Victory has earned $208,000 for George Bolton and Peter Lydell. Watch Thoroughbred Week replays online at tbredweek.com. 3-year-old turf horses at Belmont Park in the Grade 3 Penine Ridge Stakes. Camelot Kitten, the 9-5 favorite. Larry Colmus has the call.
Toughest Hombre now grabs the front at 99-1 in the run up the backstretch. Hammer's Vision will let him do it and sit second by 2.5. Dressed in Hermes and Azar are together third and fourth. Just ahead of Call Provision. Camelot Kitten's unhurried as this long shot just wings out here in front, about 8 lengths off the lead after a 47 4 half mile. A length and a half back to Converge. Kismet's Heels on the inside, and then Highland Sky and Noble Quality. So Toughest Hombre and Dylan Davis have opened up a 4.5 length lead moving into the far turn. This 99-1 long shot leads the way in the Penine Ridge. Hammer's Vision is second, starting to close in. Dressed in Hermes is third. After that, it's Azar. Camelot Kitten's been extricated from the rail and is moving now under Irad Ortiz Jr. They're only 4 lengths behind, and they're catching up quickly as they come to the top of the stretch. Toughest Hombre loses the lead to Hammer's Vision. Here's Camelot Kitten on the outside, and gaining ground 2 is Call Provision. Highland Skies on the far outside. Down toward the inside, it's Azar and Dressed in Hermes. A driving finish here. It's Camelot Kitten in front, close to home. Toughest Hombre is tough. It is going to be Camelot Kitten.
Camelot Kitten, the winner by a neck over Highland Sky, who has a nose on Call Provision for place. Irad Ortiz Jr. up in 149-1. Back-to-back graded stakes wins for Camelot Kitten, who captured the Grade 2 American Turf Stakes on Derby Day at Churchill Downs. The colt by Kitten's Joy was bred in Kentucky by his owners, Kenneth and Sarah Ramsey. Camelot Kitten has earned $398,000. Chad Brown trains the winner. Darby Dan freshman sire Shackelford, the only American Classic winner at stud from the Stormcat sire line. Shackelford has gotten off to a stellar start with his first crop, siring 3 maiden special winners in 3 days at 3 different tracks, led by TDN rising star Shackin' Up. Back to Penn National for the Grade 3 Penn Mile on turf. Beach Patrol at 7-5, a slight favorite over champion filly Catch a Glimpse. Again, here's John Bogar.
It is now post time. They're off in the Penn Mile, and Bridal Daddy broke awkwardly. Catch a Glimpse, the filly's out for the early lead, and there goes Giant Run to her outside. Inside, then it's Silent Waters. But it will be Catch a Glimpse and Florent Giroux to dictate terms here in the early going of the Penn Mile. To the outside, Giant Run is second. Along the rail, then, Silent Waters races third. Length and a half, then to Oscar-nominated racing fourth, Aero Force is fifth. Nearly 2 lengths, then, to Beach Patrol, and at the back is Unbridled Daddy. Opening quarter here, 23-4. The pace is not fast at all for this level of racing, and it is Catch a Glimpse on top, a little more than a length now. Giant Run is racing second. Inside, Silent Waters is third. Next in line comes Oscar-nominated. Looking to move up now, the outside comes Unbridled Daddy. Aero Force is next, and now Beach Patrol is seventh and last, about 4 from the lead. The half went in 47-4. And Catch a Glimpse still on top now as they race to the turn. Giant Run continues to chase second. To the outside now, Unbridled Daddy has moved up to claim third. Silent Waters is fourth. Next in line, Oscar-nominated Aero Force and Beach Patrol are still at the back here as they straighten for the drive. And Catch a Glimpse gets away now, opens up by 3 on her male rivals. It's still Giant Run second. Inside, Silent Waters, belatedly Aero Force, but Catch a Glimpse, this filly is this good. Catch a Glimpse to win the Penn Mile.
The lone filly in the field, Catch a Glimpse, the front-running 2 1/4 length winner over Aero Force. A 1-2 finish by Mark Cassey trained runners. Florent Giroux, who was unseated in the Penn Oaks earlier on the card, aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 1:34-1. The 2015 Canadian Horse of the Year, Catch a Glimpse, is working on a 7-race winning streak, including 4 graded stakes at 4 different tracks this season. The filly by City Zip was bred in Kentucky by Branch Equine and was a $75,000 Keeneland September yearling. Catch a Glimpse has earned $1,213,000 for Gary Barber, Michael James Ambler, and Windways Farm. Spendthrift Farm Stallion Warrior's Reward, the fastest Grade 1 son at stud by leading sire Medaglia d'Oro, represented by the return of his leading sprinter, Requite, impressive winner of Gulfstream's Parrot Key Stakes last Saturday, running 6 furlongs in 109 flat, earning a 98 buyer.
coming fast. Hampton Court hit the lead, ran away and won it, beat Duccio. Hampton Court is starting to gobble them up on the outside though. Hampton Court's hit the front with 100 metres to go, and Hampton Court's run away and beaten First Seal and SHOEMAKER.
In this game, there's no room for second best.
To be the best, you need the best. Actistatin Equine, clinically proven joint protection. 3 U.S. patents and 2 clinical trials prove Actistatin Equine is the most powerful joint formula on the planet. Superior absorption helps your athlete lubricate, strengthen, renew. No other product even comes close. Find your best with Actistatin.
Ask your veterinarian or call for a free consultation. 866-587-7333.
Now a Florida Thoroughbred history moment. Founded in 1956, Ocala Stud is the oldest active thoroughbred farm in Florida and a pioneer in the thoroughbred industry. The landmark Ocala Stud's message is simply put, if you want a runner, look to Ocala Stud. Ocala Stud revolutionized the worldwide industry, creating 2-year-old in training sales. Now represented by the 3rd generation of the O'Farrell family, the farm's reputation as a top producer of thoroughbreds makes them a symbol of excellence. This has been a Florida Thoroughbred history moment.
A Florida-bred. He is not just a racehorse. He is our heart. He is our toil and sweat. He soaks up the bright sunshine, becoming mighty and strong. He feasts on our abundant grass and drinks our mineral-rich water. He is a way of life, our champion. His excellence brings us chills as he competes, inspiring us to greatness. He is our purpose, our soul. He is a Florida-bred.
Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Grade 1 Shoemaker Mile coming up in this segment. We begin with the Mountain View handicap from Penn National. Maverick at 6-5, a slight favorite over Red Rifle. Once again, here's John Bogar.
They continue on the backstretch. The half up in 48-4, and the pace slowed a bit there. Charitable Annuity still on top by about a half length. Marvelous is moving up the outside now, looking to challenge. Red Rifle third along the rails, saving the ground. Edge of Reality is next, and something amiss with Top Billing. Top Billing has been pulled up on the backstretch. So they race to the far turn here. The opening 6 furlongs, 113-1, and Charitable Annuity has it, but Marvelous is looking him right in the eye at the quarter pole. To the outside, Edge of Reality. Red Rifle is now fourth with 2 to make up, but has running room now as they turn for the wire. A wide open affair here in the Mount View handicap. Marvelous takes a short lead. Charitable Annuity is next. Red Rifle third along the rail. Edge of Reality did not go on. Marvelous clear with the 16th to go. Red Rifle is second. Marvelous and Florent Giroux to take the Mountain View handicap.
Reformed claimer Maverick defeats Red Rifle by 2.5 lengths. Another stakes victory in the card for Florent Giroux. Time of the race, 149-2. Trainer Mike Maker claimed the veteran runner for $32,000 out of a winning effort at Belmont Park last September. And he returned a quick dividend for Gata Racing Stable by capturing the Grade 2 New Orleans handicap 2 starts back. The 6-year-old gelding by Tiz Wonderful was bred in Kentucky by Spendthrift Farm. Maverick has earned $667,000, including over $485,000 off the claim. Maverick paid $460 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. To Monmouth Park for turf milers in the Grade 3 Red Bank Stakes. Reporting star, the 9-5 favorite, Frank Miramonte picks up the call.
It's Fredericksburg, leading it by a neck to Rosebriar in second. Then it's Reporting Star, 3/4 off the moderate tempo in third. Middleburg has settled nicely at the rail in fourth. He's 4 lengths off the lead, 3/4 to Vijack, and Golden Sabre will do his best running later. Fredericksburg, half length to the good of Rosebriar. They're 3 furlongs from home. Reporting Star asked for a bit more. Middleburg making solid progress on the fence. Couldn't ask for a better trip for him as he takes third midway on the far turn. Vijack, Golden Sabre steadying. Nowhere to go at this point. for Golden Sabre as the field turns for home. Fredericksburg, Rose Briar, Middleburg will angle out for the drive in third. Down at the rail, Golden Sabre finishing with some interest. They're in the final furlong. A clear shot for Middleburg, who's poised to pounce coming to the 16th pole. Rose Briar, Fredericksburg has given way. Vijack on the scene late, but it will be Middleburg, perfectly handled by Joe Bravo to win the Red Bank.
2-1 second choice Middleburg gets up to defeat Vijack by a neck. Joe Bravo aboard in 133-3. Middleburg returns to Monmouth Park where he won the Grade 3 Cliffhanger Stakes last September. The Christophe Clement trainee was a close second in the Grade 3 Miami Mile in his seasonal debut. The 6-year-old horse by Lemon Drop Kid was bred in Virginia by his owners, Mr. and Mrs. Bertram Firestone. Middleburg has earned nearly $430,000. Joe Bravo with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. To Santa Anita for the Grade 1 Shoemaker Mile, a qualifying race in the Breeders' Cup Win and You're In Challenge Series. Heart to Heart, the 4-5 favorite, Michael Rona has the call.
Racing. And from the outside, Midnight Storm is away well. Heart to Heart going quickly along the inside. As expected, these are the two who will lead the charge past the judges first time. Clear of Tourist. Then 2020 Vision on the inside of Home Run Kitten and a couple of lengths to Cape Wolf. On the turn out of the stretch, Midnight Storm has crossed Heart to Heart. Leparoo is immediately angling Heart to Heart off the rail. He's going to sit a length behind Midnight Storm, one off the rail going onto the back stretch. Tourist in third position as the field strings out. 2020 Vision running fourth. He's a half dozen lengths behind Midnight Storm. Home Run Kitten is fifth and Cape Wolf is sixth at the 5/8 pole. Midnight Storm, beaten a half length in this race last year, will try to make all in the 2016 renewal of the Shoemaker Mile. To the half-mile pole, it's Midnight Storm, one length Heart to Heart and a length and a half to Tourist, taking in the sights from third position. Next is 2020 Vision from Home Run Kitten, and Cape Wolf is bringing up the rear at the 3/8 pole. There's pressure coming now from Heart to Heart. He's coming after Midnight Storm in earnest. They're separated by only a head at the quarter pole, and Tourist is letting go with a big move out 3 wide. He's only a length off them on the swing for home. 3 lengths, 2020 Vision, Home Run Kitten, 3/16 left to go, and the leader Midnight Storm being taken on by Tourist. Heart to Heart couldn't go on with it. 2020 Vision is fourth to the 16th pole. Midnight Storm and Tourist. It's Tourist on the outside. Midnight Storm gallant keeps fighting. Midnight Storm, he wins it this year by the same margin he lost it last year.
Midnight Storm by WINSTAR Farm Stallion, Pioneer of the Nile, takes the field gate to wire to defeat Tourist by half a length. Rafael Bejarano aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 133-2. A close second in this race last year, Midnight Storm returns to Santa Anita to add a Grade 1 victory to his resume. The Philip D'Amato trainee was last seen finishing 7th in the Grade 1 Woodford Reserve Turf Classic on Derby Day. The 5-year-old horse was bred in Kentucky by Alex Veneri and Marjorie Post Dye. Midnight Storm has earned $831,000 for Veneri Racing and Little Red Feather Racing. Coming up, a battle of champions in the Vanity Mile.
Mama Joyce to kick off the early pick 4 with an easy win.
It's First Heritage in front. First Heritage begins to edge away.
Stick Stately Dude gets there and pulls away in the end.
But here's Floradora on the outside, and it's the New York Invader, Floradora, to win it.
Since Florida's first Kentucky Derby winner, Needles, in 1956, Florida has produced 50 national champions,
the 11th Triple Crown winner,
13 classic winners, 155 millionaires, memorable performances, and 26 Breeders' Cup winners. Produce your next champion in Florida.
Now a Florida Thoroughbred history moment. Founded in 1956, Ocala Stud is the oldest active thoroughbred farm in Florida and a pioneer in the thoroughbred industry. The landmark Ocala Stud's message is simply put, if you want a runner, look to Ocala Stud. Ocala Stud revolutionized the worldwide industry, creating 2-year-old in training sales. Now represented by the 3rd generation of the O'Farrell family, the farm's reputation as a top producer of thoroughbreds makes them a symbol of excellence. This has been a Florida Thoroughbred History Moment.
Time now for the feature race of the week, presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. To Santa Anita for fillies and mares in the Grade 1 Vanity Mile. Champion Beholder, the 1-5 favorite. Here's the call by Michael Rona.
Racing. Beholder begins well. Lost Bus with her head in the front of the champion. Lost Bus shading Beholder in the early going, followed by Finest City. Stellar Wind over along the inside, then Divina Commedia. Stevens was happy to concede the lead, and at the 7/8 pole, Lost Bus crosses. Beholder moves up within a half length. In 3rd spot, Finest City, who's in the 3 path. Stellar Wind on the inside is a length and a quarter behind Beholder at the 3/4 of a mile pole, and Divina Commedia is 5th and last. Into the back stretch, and the lead belongs to Lost Bus in a surprisingly slowly run race. Lost Bus just hacking along on the lead, a neck to Beholder, and a length and a quarter Stellar Wind on the inside of Finest City, and Divina Commedia last of all. Field covered by 3.5 lengths in the Vanity Mile. It's Lost Bus by 3/4. Beholder second. Stellar Wind under lock and key. Finest City alongside her, and Divina Commedia edging forward outside them. As 2.5 lengths covers the quintet, Beholder moves past Lost Bus at the 3/8 pole. Takes the lead by a neck around the far turn. Finest City third. Stellar Wind is in a very awkward position, being guided off the rail, but Beholder receiving all the favours in transit. And at the quarter pole, it's Beholder in front, a length and a half to Lost Bus. Finest City 3 wide, and Stellar Wind is on the back of Beholder, splitting horses. 4th to the 8th pole they come. Beholder by 2.5 lengths. Stellar Wind into 2nd position, followed by Finest City. It's Beholder from Stellar Wind. Beholder is going to be far superior in the Vanity Mile. Another domineering performance by the champion mare.
3-time champion Beholder takes the Battle of Champions by a length and a half over Stellar Wind. Gary Stevens aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 1:35.4. The 8th consecutive stakes victory for Beholder, who was cutting back to a mile for the first time since her 3-year-old campaign. The Richard Mandela trainee opened the current season with an easy win in the Grade 3 Adoration Stakes. The 6-year-old mare by Henny Hughes was bred in Kentucky by Clarkland Farm and is a half-sister to Spendthrift Farm stallion Into Mischief. Beholder has won 17 of 22 starts and has earned $4,736,000 for Spendthrift Farm. The future champion was consigned by Clarkland Farm to the 2011 Keeneland September yearling sale, where she was purchased by Spendthrift Farm for $180,000. Grade 1 Vanity Mile winner Beholder, the Keeneland Sales Graduate of the Week. And we'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week. Thoroughbred Week is presented by the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association and the Florida Department of Agriculture. Also presented by Adena Springs South, Double Diamond Farm, Gulfstream Park, Jerry Parks Insurance Group, Ocala Breeders Sales Company, and Tampa Bay Downs. Online at tbredweek.com.